It's a new year. I'm the same motherfucker. It's a new year. I'm the same motherfucker. Everybody wanna be brand new.
I missed it. I didn't see what you guys were doing.
Welcome
had
back,
it locked in.
Hooligans. Happy New Year.
We're back. We're back in the
Baby,
new
we're back.
2026 brings hopefully lots of cool shit for the Hooligans.
And I forgot to turn on my. I forgot to turn on.
Oh,
my
Can't do it.
again.
I can't
There
do
you go.
Okay, there we go.
Was that it?
That was what you're doing. It was more intense, but that was it.
No, it's a podcast. It's not in a tent.
Dumbass. Oh God. Welcome back. Hi, Alpha Hooligans. I'm Scud. We've got Fifi, Jimmy Chaos, and it's 2026, and we're back kicking off the new year with a new episode.
We have survived. We have survived the off season.
Yeah, our short off season. Shout out to the sponsor,
Ooh.
Luck, Fox 3 Managed Solutions.
Yeah. Look,
Continuing to help us out. We'll talk a little bit more about that, about how and what he's offered up to help us expand the hooligan nation.
What's the community really?
Yeah, well, the hooligan army community,
Under a
DCS
cool
in
little-
general.
You know, artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks to our partners, Eagle Dynamics, obviously, Heat Blur. We're still working with Grinelli Design, and we are back in conversation with some upcoming stuff on that.
Ooh, that's gonna be
Ooh,
good.
it's gonna be fun.
Strike Fighter League.
It's gonna be so cool.
SFL.
We talked about them on the tournament, and and we're going to have the SFL guys, at least one of them, on a future episode to talk about what they've got going on. But if you want to catch a little bit of it, jump into and watch the tournament. It's still up on our YouTube. And Monk jumped in like in the last
Hour.
third of that tournament, and then we gave him a little platform there. I think it's not on the list of things we're going to talk about, but we should talk about the tournament.
By the way, the money's still rolling in for that. I think we're at almost 2,200.
20 what?
22.
2,200.
We did, as we announced in past episodes, we did a tournament. We did it jointly with the Mover and Gonky show, and it was a guns only Jets dogfight tournament that was free to join, and people could watch it live. We were live streaming for like 5 hours.
Dude,
And
yes.
people could donate money, and all the money went directly to St. Jude Children's Hospital.
Mhm.
And at the end of the tournament, we'd raised $2,000. And I guess now, through people watching it after the fact, we're up to 2,200, which is awesome. So
Because the hooligans hate kids being sick.
that's the right way to say it, Jimmy. Jimmy kept saying it's because the hooligans hate sick kids. And
We don't like them. They're not welcome around here. Only healthy kids.
But we,
So we
I
make
thought it
money
was-
to make sick kids healthy.
massively successful. I did not expect us to raise that much money and have that many people watching live. It was super fun.
It was.
So
The commentary from the chat too is
Sucks that
really good. Big shout out to Beef keeping
Sucks
us
that
on our
we were-
toes the whole 5 hours.
yeah, he was.
yeah, Beef was awesome. Sucks that Mover wasn't able to make it. He was busy real life in it. But it was awesome having Gonky around. Gonky
Hilarious.
Gonky was
It's
amazing.
cool. Like we do this. We've done this a couple times, and it's us with our limited experience and our video game skills talking about what we'd expect and what we would do and what we'd see. It was nice to have Gonky on from a real fighter pilot perspective.
Well, it was awesome because he's flown the Legacy Hornet. He's flown the Super Hornet. He's been an instructor for both, and he has the entire repertoire that comes with that pedigree. And without skipping a beat, he still is able to roast Beefy at the same pace that Scud and I are. So this dude is performing
He was
at
on
a
it.
high level.
He was on
Oh
it.
my God.
Yeah.
Always.
And we've learned that Gonky does not like any room in the merge.
None.
None. Every merge where there was more than like a jet width, he was not happy with it.
Yeah, that was funny. That was good. That was a good time. People are already clamoring and messaging us for more tournaments, and we have so much more stuff that we're going to be doing.
We
this
do
year.
have a lot of
And
stuff.
We could try.
I really think that more tournaments, I think, as we get used to doing them, I think they would be fun to do, especially for charity. That was awesome. I do think a dogfight tournament with warbirds is worth it.
Yeah.
But I think other goofy, fun stuff as well.
Absolutely.
We'll have to come up with
If we-
some more harebrained ideas, and we still have Jesters Dead somewhere out on the horizon. Which
we do
I
have
don't
we
want
have
to
the
like.
idea. That good idea fairy, or the good idea fairy, still floating around.
Yeah.
That one hasn't hit a bug
Still
zapper.
floating
If you guys think of really cool tournament ideas that we could
Mhm.
put on, then write something in the comments
it.
and throw the idea at us, or jump on our Discord and talk to us and say, "Hey, idiots, I watched your show and I think you guys could do this," and we'll.
Speaking of idiots,
Yeah.
part of the stuff that we're talking with Grinelli about, he's not the idiot. We're the idiots. Yeah,
Yeah, this is a really good way to start that off. Talking
Yeah.
about one of our partners.
He has some ideas of how to put us through our paces in a little, funsy episode coming up in the future. And
No.
dude, he's got some ideas.
I'm not part of this conversation. So
I don't know what's going on either.
So I'm just.
You guys got to read them notes I sent you.
Also, I don't know if we talked about it on one of the episodes, but Fifi had a great idea, and I really hope we can find the time and put the effort in to run this. But it's a Top Gear style, where we have some of our best mission makers put together stupid virtual pilot challenges, stupid human trick stuff, and the three of us are told to pick an airplane of a certain type and show up, just like the Top Gear crew. And then we find out in the moment what the challenge is.
I feel like that should be. I feel like that should be like a live stream.
Yeah. That, I think, again, throw your comments at us. I think that would be really fun. I think it would be really fun for us to have to show up having absolutely no idea what kind of stupid shit we're about to do.
Bring something that flies.
Bring a rotor wing, bring a warbird, bring a 3rd gen or a 4th or a 5th gen jet, and
But wouldn't we all kind of know what the other ones, what the others are bringing? Just
I don't
because of the
think
fact that we
so.
have to build the
I don't
mission?
think
dude,
so.
no, I don't think so.
Because we,
Don't put it past me to free trial that I-16 if they tell us to bring a warbird.
Yeah.
I'll show up and see
Oh.
weird shit.
so, no. Talking about the I-16. You know how in every Top Gear, every Grand Tour episode, if you bring something and it breaks, you have to drive something that's not perfect. That's the 16.
So if you fail a challenge,
No, I'm
you're
sorry.
always
I
relegated
messed
to
up.
The I-16.
That's the yak. The yak is what you get grounded to. My bad. I messed up on that one. It's the yak, not the 16.
What other new stuff do we got coming up this year, Fifi?
Let's see. Oh, well, why don't we just talk about it since we're talking about sponsors and everybody doing cool stuff with us? We now have a live public server.
We have a public server.
We've always had a live public-ish server
Behind
under
a password wall that you got to remember.
behind a
Yeah.
password, like
You
jerks.
jerks.
But now, Luck from Fox 3 was like, "Listen, guys, you guys need to do a public server," and we listened. We love you, Luck. He also told us that since he's sponsoring that one, we kind of have to choose to do it. So we now have a public server sponsored by Fox 3, and it's a persistent campaign. It's got everything in it, full integration of logistics. and
Everything.
yeah.
people are hanging out all the time. Wags came and flew it today with us. He had a blast. He actually shacked a clamshell with one.
And he never even took
It was-
off.
So he's that good.
Beep boop boop beep.
He's that
Arm
good.
rips off on the ground.
Yeah. So, but we have a lot of regulars that come and fly, and then I saw quite a few new people jump into it as
Dude,
well.
the logs
already,
the
so
logs are booming.
You guys come check it out.
The High Alpha Hooligans World Tour. That's what you're looking for.
The High Alpha
We have
Hooligans World Tour.
transitioned our 56 stop group server that we were running into the High Alpha Hooligans World Tour public.
Yeah.
Open
Yeah,
access.
Putting our money where our mouth is with investing in the community on that one. So, because we always say, find people to fly with, go have fun with people, and then we say, no, you can't join us unless you got our password. So
Not that the
So we just
password was
switch it up.
anything difficult, and
No.
not that joining us was at all difficult. Like we definitely weren't gatekeeping. We were like,
and there's
hey, you
no
imagine
mods.
like the movies where somebody knocks on the door and like the little metal thing slides open. What's the password? If you were like,
Beer fest, dude.
I don't know. All right, you're let in. Like it was really easy.
That's really it. So, but yeah, so that's a cool one. That's a cool one. We're really proud of that one, I would say. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun with
Dude,
it
it's
now
actually
that-
tough right now.
got-
I was just on there for the last hour and a half, and
dude, it took like 10 or 11 of us like really working at one base to take that.
the new assets that came out this last year really kind of like threw off our kind of normal, just throw 38s at everything.
Now I have to
Practice.
ask: is the Mi-28
did-
one of those new assets? Has
No,
it been
it's
in
been
there?
in-
I don't think
it's
I've
been a thing.
encountered it enough to
Yeah.
know that it was in there. I had a really cool experience. So me and Wiz jumped on last night. We were just messing around in helicopters, just puttering around trying to kill stuff, getting shot down, killing bad guys, whatever. And then dusk hits and the sun is setting, and like the visibility drops down and the fog rolls in, and it gets this really creepy like
And there's a plume of heat blur across the horizon.
it get this really creepy vibe. And we were taken off in helicopters to go hunt this one dude with an RPG that was hiding in like on the roof of a building in a village. And I took off, and like within 10 seconds of liftoff, I got hit. Like what? Like we didn't know that anyone had come, any AI bad guy Red Air had snuck up to the base. And we end up taking off and finding the threat. It was two Mi-28 Russian helicopters that were hovering just treetop level over, the trees just outside of our base, and they were popping us when we were taking off. But it was just going to hunt for them in the fog at dusk, and then finding these two Russian helicopters hovering. It was quite cinematic. It was really, really eerie and creepy. I was like, oh, this is like one of those moments that this game is built for. It was just like the whole like ambiance of the game changed in that moment when the sun set and the fog rolled in, and then out of nowhere there's two wolves hunting us. It was very cool.
That's cool. I do want to point out that earlier I did actually manage to plug the winds in properly and get a Moab on a base and not in the neighborhood next.
And Mi-28 is the one of the current hill assets that came out.
So that's new.
45 Yeah, it's new.
They did look pretty good. The models look pretty good.
Dude,
And-
everything from that asset.
I'd
pack
never
looks
seen
great.
it before, so it was just eerie to see that, like this Apache-esque looking Russian attack helicopter just hunting us in the fog. I was like, this is eerie and creepy.
It's the
And yeah,
same music.
Fifi was dropping Moabs on an airfield, and the winds kept making him kill all of the people living in the neighborhoods nearby. I'm really disappointed because I was able to sneak in with a MiG-21 and nuke an airbase, and all the buildings in the neighborhoods in like a 10-mile radius were on fire, and somehow half the assets at the base were still there.
It's
But
the
it
main,
was
ba-
a,
Yeah,
it
the
was a
main
damn
battle
good nuke
tanks.
drop.
It's
It was
it's the main battle tanks. Those things are resilient.
It was a damn good nuke drop. It was like that low level, straight up, throw the bomb into the air. That thing came right on
it was
target.
cool.
And it's got like
It was cool.
Run.
And then everybody was screaming, "Run!" Yeah, like run, Scott, run!
Anyways,
Oh man, good times. But you guys should come definitely fly the server because there's all sorts of shenanigans that we get into on that.
Jimmy, sorry,
it's a lot of-
good.
No.
Jimmy was gonna, when he found out I was gonna drop a nuke, he was like, "Oh, I got to remove the nukes from this." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Nah, I guess that's your reward if you can actually get in there in a MiG-21."
yeah.
Now everyone's gonna join and start nuking all the bases.
Dude, we're gonna have squadrons of 21s just ripping across.
That's a good module. It's just difficult.
It
to learn.
is, dude. The sounds that jet makes in flight are, I
Yeah.
think,
This is the loudest afterburner of any
yeah.
DCS module I've heard. Merch.
Coming.
Yeah, okay. We're doing it. I just got to get the bank account set up for the group, and then we've got the new logo. We're gonna start coming up with logo design. So if there's a shirt that people want to see, we're gonna do that. This first run of shirts is gonna be a pre-order. just so we know how much that we need to run. And then because since Jimmy's paying for it all anyways, like we'll just
Naturally.
no, we'll just spend all his money.
Good luck finding it. I haven't found it recently.
It's sitting on his
but,
podcasting couch behind him right now.
Well, beside me
Yeah.
too. I got the
and also
Notorious down
the
there.
new RC car,
Yeah.
right?
He's like, I don't know where all my money
But
went,
yeah,
but look
so
at all
we're
my
gonna
toys.
We're gonna do a pre-order run. I'll put, I don't know, we'll put we'll put the new logo in. We'll put what's now our retro logo on, because I still like that retro logo with the arrow. I got a sentimental.
Speaking of
attachment
which,
to
good
that
time
one.
to talk about it. You guys saw it at the beginning, but that's brand new.
Yep. New logo, new us.
New year, new us.
Same
we're
old
the-
us.
We're just we're the same dudes. Yeah. And then so that'll be, so that's the thing. That's the thing.
Yep.
So keep your ear out, keep an eye out, and we'll announce it and actually do it. Do you guys want to talk about you guys? Screw you guys.
Oh, we're making fun of you.
you
I was
guys
making
wanna
fun of
talk about-
Jimmy.
You guys want to talk about the flight sim expo?
Good time to talk about the Flight Sim Expo. Good time to talk about it.
It's an expo about flight sim.
It's an
expo
expo about
about
Flight Sim, guys.
Duh.
Duh.
What else do you need to
In
know?
St. Paul, Minneapolis.
Coming up in June 12th
Um,
through the 14th, the Hooligans, along with the everybody who's cool in the flight sim arena, will be descending on Minneapolis, and we will be looking at new toys, new tech, new games. With the focus on Digital Combat Simulator, of course. We'll be meeting up with all of the favorites to include DCS, Heat Blur, Granelli, Strike Fighter League, Luck from Fox 3.
Luck is going to be
Everybody.
there. Party with
You got a
Luck.
bunch of people that were watching the tournament that said they're going to be there as well.
Yep.
Got a bunch of other people that
Yeah,
are
that'll
just
be
part of
fun.
our hooligan army that fly with us regularly that are going to show up.
You know, it'd be really hilarious if we set up like
A kissing
High Alpha
booth.
Hooligans dunk tank.
Oh.
No, no, but a dunk
It can
tank.
be flavored
and
by
we just,
Alps or
find
Zen.
the boots. and then like we just gotta hope that 9line shows up. We'll stick 9line in the dunk tank where everybody can come up with their baseballs.
I believe that I have heard that 9line will be with Grey Wolf doing the DCS demo. The demo
That's
booth.
right.
Oh, man, and Grey Wolf's gonna be there? Yeah, definitely need look at it. Look into it.
A dunk jester dunk
Mhm.
tank. We'll stick Grey Wolf in the dunk tank, and we can just people can just.
I am the dunk tank.
It's going to be in Minneapolis, like he said, June 12th through 14th. Is that?
Yep.
All right, 12th through 14th. In addition to us and all the people we've mentioned that are part of the DCS community, they're going to be there. It's Flight Sim Expo, Flight Sim in general. So there is a lot of other stuff for you to see and do. A lot of
Puns.
other creators that are going to be there that you can interact with. They have real world pilots, air traffic controllers, real airline dispatchers, operations agents, crew members. So if you're not just a DCS person, but you're really into flight sim, you get a chance to talk the talk with people that walk the walk. Military training personnel are going to be there.
Can we set?
They're going to be recruiters there. It says university and airline recruiters. So if you are interested in becoming a pilot and you are at that age where you're looking at what you want to do after high school, or you're out of high school and you're trying to figure out what you want to do, and you want to look at universities that have flying programs. So in addition to all the sim stuff, there's a lot of real world aviation stuff going on there as well.
I would say
That'd be really
one cool thing, if you're a DCS head and you like DCS stuff that's coming out in the near future, there's a lot of sneak peeks at projects that are in the works. For example, last year the F-100 with Granelli was there in their sim pits, and everybody was able to fly the Hun and do air-to-air, air-to-ground gun strikes. And they gave everybody a Granelli USB with their gun cam footage from the jet. And so, just going, you got to fly something that's been, in development for years, something that nobody else has seen, and you walk away with a thumb drive with your own gun camera footage. So there's a lot of
That's
bonus material there. And then DOF reality, everyone has the opportunity to fly the 3, the 6 degrees of motion rigs, and And then everybody who makes a stick, yoke, or throttle for anything that plugs into a computer for flying is there too, so you can touch all the new stuff. So,
and maybe we'll have some free swag to give away. We'll see how the shirts.
I was gonna say high fives.
Maybe we have some swag and some high fives, and I think we're planning on doing a live recording.
Oh, I think
from
daily
there.
we'll probably
Oh.
pop up, be like, "Yo, this is my jerk for the day. Check it out. I'm wearing the Alaska hunt fish."
Fit check.
Yeah. Maybe have Jimmy do stupid TikTok dances.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
I know the shopping cart.
Lots of reasons why you should go. You know why we're going to be there. Where do you go to sign up for it? We're going to drop the link. We'll probably put it on a splash screen here. It'll be down here, and also we'll throw the video up now and let you see what they have to say about themselves.
Welcome to Flight Sim Expo 2025, everybody.
Flight Sim Expo is the place where the community gathers.
You get to just meet people. I was over here talking a couple minutes ago with people who, oh, I fly this, I fly that. We're best friends now.
There's no other place in the U.S. to meet the community.
We're here because we're totally geeks about flight simming and aviation. Everybody here is just as passionate as we are.
You get to see people who are, online acquaintances, get to see them for the first time and share these aviation experiences with each other.
We just did a tour of Providence Airport. Nobody gets to do this at an airport. All you do is just walk through the jetway, get on the plane, and get out of here. 9.5 out of 10.
Watching it online is okay, but just seeing it in person and kind of hearing the reactions to product, I think it's worth it.
One of the best things about Flight Sim Expo is not just the people who are here in attendance, it's the digital audience. All eyes that matter are on this show, and this show amplifies any type of announcement we want to make.
3, 2,
I've been simming since 1995. And so to be here, oh my God, 30 years, and seeing the evolution of this hobby is extraordinary, and FS Expo is the showcase for all that.
Attendees should come to Flight Sim Expo. It is the place where you get your hands and your eyes on essentially everything flight sim.
You can actually touch and feel the product. I don't think you can get that anywhere else.
To be able to stand here and have people come up and say, hey, thank you for making this product, makes you feel good about what you're doing. It'll energize our team, so when we get back to work, we've got some good vibes to feed off of.
New hardware coming out, new software coming out. It's an amazing experience. It's a great vibe.
The vibes are high this year. We are staffed up to the gills today.
On a 1-7 right, clear for takeoff.
We're showing what it's like to be a controller on the VATSIM network. I think just getting to have those conversations is personally rewarding. I also get to help connect people together.
People come all over the world for your show. It's a really good community.
It gives us that exposure to not only the people that know us, but people that meet us on the floor.
If I had to choose one event, it would be Flight Sim Expo for sure.
If you take the knowledge, the gear, the people, the party, we all come here to have a great time.
I'm so blown away by learning this weekend. It's totally changed my mind and my perspective on the value of what you guys do. It's unbelievable right now.
So yeah, come see us at Flight Sim Expo. We'll be there. Become a part of the Hooligan Army. Meet us in person. Jimmy will sign autographs.
One beard hair for every fan.
Now they're really going to show up. Beat the door down.
Like us, yeah.
Put that in your hope chest. Comes framed on like a DNA slide,
Anyways, a lot of this, the new server, the merch, Flight Sim Expo, this is all geared towards driving the community around DCS.
Yep.
Yep.
We want to make sure that everyone is heard and has a voice when they reach out to us. So please reach out, comment, join the Discord like we already mentioned.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, subscribe. What's our goal?
So we have a goal this year of 50,000.
How do we make that
I
happen?
think that's pretty fair.
By not going back to zero.
Subscribe, share, comment. Yeah, by always making a good poop joke as well.
Yeah,
prune free is the way to be.
It'd be pretty. it'd be pretty crappy if we didn't make a good poop joke.
But
yeah, like, subscribe, share it around, and tell your friends how cool we are, or not cool we are.
Yeah, let's be honest. Tell your friends these guys are jackasses. It's a train wreck, and you can't look away.
Sponsored by ID10T.
Yeah, because I think I'm not allowed to talk about it yet because it's not my project. But there's some cool stuff coming, and you guys definitely want to be liking and subscribing and commenting. And we always will respond to every comment. Promise. If you have a question, if you have an answer, if you have a gripe, we will always respond. And
eventually,
have fun.
We did take like 2 weeks off during the holidays, and I went to the YouTube the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's actually alive.
So off topic, but funny. If you'll indulge me for a moment, you said the ID is sponsored by ID10T. When I first joined the military, I was a mechanic, and ID10T was one that didn't always work.
I don't know that. I don't know that Fifi is tracking ID10T.
I know the ID10T.
Okay.
I also had to go get a yard of flight line and take air
So
samples.
we would go to the supply counter to get all of the supplies we need, mostly any of the chemicals we needed to work on the agents, thread locker, or different kinds of, O-ring lubricants or whatever it was. And we always had some stupid shit that we would send the new guys to go get. One of them was called camel snot, and that's actually what it was known as. So whenever you told them to get camel snot, which was like lube for the bearings, they were like, or for the O-rings, they're like, not going to go ask that question. They're like, dude, this one's real. But one of my favorites was go get a can of K9P. And the guys at the supply counter knew that if somebody came up and asked for a can of K9P, that we were out, and they would give them a phone number to call to get more. And it was the dog kennels on base for security forces. So you'd get a dude calling the dog kennels asking for K9P. And then we would usually have other things would happen. Like we would have them call, we'd tell somebody that we'd usually make it believable. Like finance called somebody from finance, Storm. I think it was a major. And then we'd give them the phone number, and it was the weather shop. So they would call the weather shop asking for a major storm. It was good times. The best one was the steel toe boots had to be X-rayed for cracks, because if they had cracks in the steel toes, the way to do, ride his bike to the X-ray shop. We didn't call ahead. They knew what was going on. They said his boots had cracks. He needed to go to NDI to have them inspected. So they red tagged his boots, and he rode his bike with red tags on his boots to the NDI shop. And then they said he needed to go to sheet metal to have it fixed. And then he rode his bike to sheet metal, and they were like, no, Metal Tech does it. And then 2 hours later, the dude is calling us at the shop, and he's like, I don't know where to go. And we're like, are you still gone?
Oh my God.
Dude, I would have just skipped it all as soon as I heard my boots were broken, gone straight to clothing sales and just bought a new pair. Be like, I don't got time for this.
Yeah, but when they're a young airman, they can't afford boots. Those things were like $200.
Yeah, I didn't say I was going to buy them.
That's like,
we got one guy really good too. It was the same thing as Major Storm, but it was a colonel. And we gave him the number to the KFC off base, and he called asking for Colonel Sanders. We were listening because how the phones back then were you could get on the same line. We were listening, and this guy asked for Colonel Sanders, and the guy on the KFC end, he's like, yeah, dude, he's not here. And he laughs, and the guy got pissed. He's like, dude, that's how you talk to somebody, dude. Do you know who you're talking to? This is Airman First Class so-and-so. It's just like nothing. And he's like, he laughs at him. This guy got spun up because he couldn't get Colonel Sanders on the phone.
Jesus.
It wasn't me, one of my buddies, still working higher level assets and stuff. We had a AWACS come back one day, and this dude's working entry control, so they pull in the, they park it, put the ropes around it, it's a cool airplane. Nobody's allowed to touch it, so aircraft commander comes up. He's like, hey, airplane's yours. We're like, hey, cool, we got it, so we add it back to our ramp plot, we own it again. And the area supervisor comes by like 20 minutes later. He's like, "Hey, you got the aircraft keys?" And the dude's like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Yeah, the aircraft commander is supposed to give you the aircraft keys in case we have to move it." He's like, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah, we don't turn it on. You just have to put the ignition on so you can release the brakes." And the dude like is sweating. So for like 2 hours, this dude's like trying to remember the name of the aircraft commander that, you know, gave him security back. And
Nice.
or he got like the Navy P8s, you know, and we're like, "Hey, you need to go do a wingtip sensor test." And like, what? And they're like, "Yeah, they're gonna be flying it, but we have to do a wingtip sensor test before they fly. You know, make sure all the sensors are working for when they go out and do their hunting and stuff." And when you go out to the left wing, jump up and down and yell because it's seismic and it works off of noise too. And so there's, you know, some brand new airman out there, and like Alice Gary's like, "Ah!"
Yep. We do the echo check on the engine to make sure the blades were aligned. It's some dude screaming into the front of the engine. "I don't hear it echo. Try louder. Try louder."
You always have the dispatcher or the controller. He's like, try it again. They got him up on the CCTV. It's registering, but it's not as good as it is. Give us 1 second. We're gonna do a software update real quick.
All right, on to DCS and the main topic. We're almost a half an hour in. We haven't even hit the topic yet. Good times. Good times. We're back. We're back and we're completely lost. The topic is maps.
Par for the course.
What map should I get? What map do I like? What maps are good? Should I download a map? Should I buy a map?
What map should I get if I download all them? Because there's like 30 of them, it feels like. And that's fair.
No, that's
honestly
just
fair
you.
because I feel like this is like the second.
I feel like this just brings us back in time to that time where Fifi's like, "I can't download the map because I don't have any space," and then we had to send him a new hard drive.
And then he gets it. He's like, and then we're like, "Dude, we're gonna fly tonight." He's like, "I haven't downloaded it yet." You've had it for like 2 weeks, dude.
Yeah, because I'm cheap. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's like it's like the second most asked question besides like
what jet should I get?
Is like,
Yeah.
I think So I think to kind of frame it before we like start into everything, like I have a thought on it. Everybody always frames a question, you know, when approaching DCS, like,
I think I had an idea.
What airplane should I buy? You know, like which one's fun? Where can I do this? Where can I do that? And I think when you're getting into DCS, like it's a good idea to find a main, you know, find a main squeeze, one you like, you know, one that's cool to you, and then don't focus. Yeah, Hornets. I was just dusting some people in the Hornet earlier, but the Hornasty, the dirty bug, got the old dirty bug up there.
It's got the Hornasty.
Yeah, dude, come on, dude. The Legacy, that shit's got some age, got some cigarette ash in there. But back to my point, Fifi.
Yeah, Fifi.
When you approach DCS, like, yes, it's an airplane game, but one thing I think that we all forget is there's a lot of places to fly this. There's a lot of campaigns. There's a lot of servers, and you're not limited by having an airplane. If you have one airplane, one helicopter, or even just combined arms, you can get on servers as long as you have the map. Same thing with the campaigns, you know, in the e-store. Lots of campaigns out there that you can fly and have fun. But, you know, seems like one of the bigger limitations that we have when we approach this game is we don't have the maps for where we can employ these aircraft, you know? And when you're looking to have fun, you know, one question to kind of put, you know, head to head with what airplane should I get is what maps should I get? Because if you and all the homies fly Warbirds, you know, Normandy 2.0 needs to be on that list. You know, if you fly a lot of, you know, strike stuff off the boats, you need stuff with boats. You know, you can't go to a landlocked map and expect to be like, "Oh man, where's my case 3?" You know? So I think for framing for this episode, one thing we want to try and break the rigid thought of is what should my next airplane be, and kind of look at what should my next map be so you can have more fun, more places.
Here.
And I think it's even the three of us
yeah
fall to the same, you know, pitfall. Like, what's my next toy? No, where do you want to fly next? Because there's so many things you can do with so many aircraft, but you're limited if you know, get all the modules but know the maps.
Yeah, the answer is it depends. Same with when somebody asks what module, it depends. What do you want to do? What is more? What is fun for you in the game? So, how do you want to? You want to go through favorite maps? How do you want to start this?
Ooh, I got lists. I know you guys you guys like it when I make lists. I got a list ready for these maps, and I got a surprise. I got a surprise
I like when
quiz
you make lists.
for Fifi.
I like the lists. It's the scripting that bothers me.
Yes, DCS World has several maps. They're fun.
Let me put into context for the viewers that have been watching us for a while. There was a while back where we were doing, I don't even know what the episode was. And Jimmy's like, I got it. And then he sent me and Fifi like the script, and it was broken down by how many seconds. It was like 3 minutes, talk about this, 30-second answer, 5-second pause.
I write stuff out. I write stuff out.
We can't do that. We will lose track of that. Your timeline will be gone within the first 5 seconds.
I make notes. I literally have a notepad beside my computer for 9 lines and for shopping lists for other games.
And yeah, for Arc Raiders. You know, speaking of which, Jimmy, in Arc Raiders, real quick, do you know that you could just hit the map button while you're in, and all your quests show up on the side, and it'll tell you exactly what you need? You don't have to write it down.
No, duh. However, if you need rubber, metal, oil, explosive compound, is that on there? No.
Yes, it is. You can literally hit track.
All right, yeah. Let's get back on topic here, because
suddenly
that's
guy
a rabbit
afraid
hole
of fireballs is telling me how to play the game. Oh shit, it's a fireball, bro. You have 2 guns.
That's Alice in Wonderland depth that you guys are about to go down right there. All right, maps.
It's Wags, blame Wags. But anyways,
how do you want to start this?
Let's go over our favorites.
Let's start with the logical one. What's the free ones? What do we think of the free ones?
Of course.
Yeah. Let's Caucasus and Marianas.
And Marianas.
Both.
I think they're both excellent maps. I think they're due for sure. I mean, Marianas did get a refresh with the World War II refresh, which is really cool to see a free World War II map.
It was
so
really
let's talk about
done,
Caucasus.
Too. Really well. The free one.
So
Warbird.
Caucasus is your default.
Yep.
Right. It's free. Download it, fly it, and it's probably the map you're going to fly more than any other map because it's free. And so most of the online, if you're an online player, as we learn, a lot of people are not, but it's going to have more content available out there for you to fly because if you make something that for a map that everyone has, then you're going to sell more product. So you're going to get more people playing on your server. And it's a good map. That's what we're running right now on our persistent server, our public.
Yeah, it's always fun.
It's good too. It has a little bit of everything. It's got the water. It's got flatlands. It's got mountains. It's a huge map too. So you can have several, weather systems active at one time. It's a good map. Airfields are done well. So,
yeah, it's always a good time to fly. Like I've never heard anybody complain about hey, we're gonna do Caucasus again.
Nope.
And then nobody goes, Caucasus. Everybody's like, all right, cool. And unfortunately, I think Marianas gets a little bit of a bad rap because a lot of people who aren't boaty boys don't like it because they're like, it's not enough land. It's just a whole lot of water. Yeah, enough water for all of our boats.
Have you looked at the map
for us to take off and land our planes?
Yeah, but that brings up a point. So that's one of the things. One, Marianas was and it kind of still is. It's gotten better. It's a little bit of a frame hog map. But having spent time on Guam, it's I like it. It's cool. I can fly around and see the things that places that I know of.
Yeah, it is 1-to-1. It's not perfect, but it is built ground up. I lived there for 5 years. I fly to my condo all the time and park in my parking lot. It
is a strategic base, so it is a relevant place.
And it's still free.
It is a free mod, and yeah, if you want to leave the island of Guam and go do operations on Rota or Saipan or Tinian or the Farallones, which is the bombing range that exists out there, dropped a lot of iron on the Farallones, FDM. It's a drive. It's a drive to get out there, but that's something I like. Granted, it is just ocean, but I like the en route portion of getting to what I'm going to go do. I'm much more a fan of that rather than the takeoff and the fight is 5 minutes away. I'm off the ground and I'm barely putting the gear up and I'm already within weapons range. So I like the drive. Some people don't. You do have to drive a bit to get to targets if they're not on Guam. But then they make Guam or the Marianas map a World War II map, which is historically relevant, right? World War II was fought on these islands. The Battle of Guam was a big battle.
All of them.
Saipan and Tinian.
Tinian
Tinian is where the Enola Gay left from to go drop the atomic bombs that it dropped. So it's a very relevant historical map. And with the Corsair and the carrier that goes with it, it's a lot more accessible because it's a lot harder to drive long distances in the Mustang and the Spitfire and the P-47. But now you can park that carrier off the coast and get into the fight a bit quicker. And I think it's great. I also think that Marianas is the closest thing we're going to get anytime soon to a jungle Vietnam era type map. And I think that we need to, as a community, explore that more. We're not doing campaigns today. That's a future episode, but there is a campaign and the name of it just escaped me. Dang it.
Into the Jungle?
No, not the one we did, Into the Jungle, where you have to download all these mods and you can make it Vietnam. Oh, right. It's a single player campaign for the UH-1 Huey. And it's phenomenal. And it feels, you're not in Vietnam, but the way they set it up, it feels like Vietnam. And for a single player campaign, you take off and like the first mission you take off on, you're passing old Chinooks that are on their way back, and then A4s and F4s are in orbit and they're dropping napalm on a ridgeline that you're coming into attack. It does feel very Vietnam. And I think that Marianas has a shit ton of potential for people to make some really good Vietnam style missions, jungle missions that go along with all these assets we have now.
Yeah. Shout out to Into the Jungle. In the user files, there's a mission called Into the Jungle, and they also have a YouTube tutorial on how to use it and trailers and everything. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. It is a blast.
Let me look up the name of this. I can't remember it.
Dude, I have it on my computer. I cannot remember. It is escaping me.
So let's go on. So now we've covered the
hold on. So free maps. Right? Let me real quick.
Paradise Lost.
There it is. Paradise Lost.
The Paradise Lost campaign is phenomenal.
Visual qualities of the 3 free maps. Let's go Caucasus. What do you guys think?
It's an older map, but it still checks out.
Yeah, it's good.
Not broken. I think our only complaint is the modern Marianas.
It's a Star Wars reference. I get you.
And then I think the World War II Marianas that came out, 2025, phenomenal. I think that was done really awesome. Well.
That was so cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Texturing, everything, ground up, done really well.
Yeah. Caucasus is still, I think, out of those 3, I think Caucasus is still my favorite, just because it's the amount of variety. And if you get the atmospheric settings just right, it's honestly a beautiful map with the mountains.
And some of the mountain ranges up to the northeast are fun to fight in because they are tall. I think the tallest is 6,000 feet above sea level. And then you put some targets down in there and you can have a lot of fun, reenacting every Maverick movie you've ever watched.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
There's one, but
So the free maps are worth it. Obviously, definitely always download. It's free 99.
Yep.
Come on.
It's just hard drive space, right, Fifi?
But no, dude.
It's just little computer people going, I remember. It's the member berries.
With the size of these freaking maps. And that's the other issue is the size of all the maps. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that. But let's move into paid maps. And let's go with everybody's favorite. We'll talk to why in a minute, but just you guys name your favorite paid map.
I get 2.
It's got
if you're a Warbird flyer, Normandy is
a must.
And Normandy 2.0, the upgrade is really good. It's difficult to fly on Normandy because there's no nav aids and you're just looking for airfields. It requires a lot of looking at the F10 map or the kneeboard map and then looking at landmarks, which is good because that's the way it was, right? Mm-hmm. It's like if I hit the coastline and then I follow this river and then the river bends north and then that might be my target. That's
what we did on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's how it is. Fantastic map.
It looks good. Like when you get down to the ground, and like the modeling on the building's great. The terrain is great. Like,
yeah, it's good, especially if you get into the big city. What's that?
Yeah. Even like if you get down in the hedgerows in the bocage country, and stuff
yeah,
like
it's
that,
very well done.
It's really good.
The big cities are well done. Smaller cities, I can't speak to, but go fly through. If you've ever been to Paris, go fly through Paris.
Paris and England.
Normandy. It looks, it's phenomenal. And I don't know if this was newly added because I looked for it a long time ago. But with the 2.0, I was flying a warbird over Paris, and I flew to the Montmartre Basilica. And as I was flying up there, I was like, I could see the train station. I knew the road. I knew this road and that road. And I was like, as I'm turning in this left turn, I'm like, right over here off my left wing. And I think it was live streaming, like right off on my left wing right there. That's where the Moulin Rouge would be. And I looked down, and sure enough, there's a big red windmill on a building. I'm like, holy shit, they've added like all the little details.
There's a lot there. There's Paris, there's London, there's the Eiffel Tower, there's Notre Dame, the Louvre, Buckingham Palace, and Tower Bridge are like the big places to go take selfies and send them to us in our Discord.
Yeah.
Well, and just, I mean, like, this reminded me, because remember, I mean, like, we've been lucky enough to be able to be getting not closer, but I guess closer, and in a little tighter with some of the guys from ED and stuff like that. And I remember one of our questions that when we were just sitting there chit chatting BSing with Wags while playing Arc Raiders and stuff was, what's your favorite things about all the maps? And he always said is like, well, he goes, I always love it when we manage to sneak in cool little historical things. And I had no idea about the Moulin Rouge, so he's going to get a kick out of it.
There's a lot. There is a lot, dude.
This.
Yeah, it's extremely well done.
Paris,
it is a must if you're flying warbirds.
So what's your other map? Because you had two.
Germany.
The Deutschland.
I knew he was
Germany's
phenomenal.
We did a campaign on Germany. It was a lot of fun. It's a pretty map. It's very big map. It's a very green map. There's some water, so you can do some carrier stuff.
It's 102 freaking.
It is
of map.
The detail in it is phenomenal, and it is my favorite map. When I'm not flying a mission or flying a campaign, like my love in DCS is just take off in a helicopter and go look at shit, and that map is phenomenal for that. All of the landmarks and getting up close to them and seeing the amount of detail they put in the old castles and the monuments,
even just the villages on the Rhine, dude.
The statues on top of some of the buildings and the plaques that are all over that city. It is mind blowing. It is phenomenally well done.
What was that one? I can't remember what it was. Remember the one castle and the university that we did like a whole research thing, compared like.
Yeah, we were. I can't remember what it was called. I was doing that. I was flying around, and Fifi was like looking up the name of the place I was at, and we're looking at pictures of the actual landmarks compared to where they are.
It's all there. Like Bern Castle's there, the Volkswagen like assembly plant that you can fly through, fit a OH6 into. Like,
yeah, I've hovered a helicopter in there, and they've got VW, buses in there being.
I think it's
assembled.
YWs, right?
Yeah, YWs. That's right, YWs. So yeah, huge map, huge download. It's very frame intensive, but it's also really well optimized for how much
is in there,
is on that map, and how many details are visible for it to be running as smooth as it is. And I mean, like every little detail. Hover down in a helicopter on any street and look at all the details on the street, the little newspaper stands and the bicycles leaning up against a fence. Like they went deep on that one. It's extremely well done. I am waiting for them to expand it, because I really want to go fly around the Cologne Cathedral, and that is not in there.
One thing I really appreciate about the Germany map, everything's destructible, but driving combined arms, your traffic lights function. You have green, yellow, red. And like, I was driving a T90 to go attack some blue boys, and I'm just cruising along, bebopping down the Autobahn. And it was this, what's the 60, the Autobahn 60 or whatever. It's like right outside of Ramstein. And I get off the ramp, and the ramps are all real. Like it's legit. Like it's what it's supposed to be in real life. And I get off and there's a traffic circle, and I pull up to this traffic light that I've gone through probably 1,000 times, driving to Ramstein, and the light goes from green to red, and I was like, holy shit, I gotta stop.
Yeah.
It's
You'd be like, I pulled people over.
I do want to point out that everything being destructible makes a map so much more immersive.
Good.
When you attack an airfield and you hit a building and that building comes down like real, it just, everything's destructible. Makes that map just a cherry on top of what is already probably one of the best maps in my opinion.
I agree.
Fifi, favorites?
I'm actually gonna have to say my first favorite is actually gonna be Syria. Because that was my first map that I bought outside of the free ones, and there's a lot of really cool old calots and really cool historic sites that go back to like the beginning of history.
There's a lot of moss there that have traded between Christianity and the Muslim religions.
Yeah,
and they're modeled very well. The temples are modeled really well. The statue of the Virgin Mary and the Church of Peter Paul in Lebanon, perfect. Castle Saint Hilaron and the Fortress of Mont over in Cyprus, fantastic.
And actually, the very, very, very first screenshot I ever took while flying DCS was me in the Anubis C-130 flying over Beirut at night on Snowcat server, popping flares with all the lights and stuff like that. And so there's just a lot of really cool stuff there. Something that I wish was sorry, my dog was like dreaming at the moment. Something that I wish that Syria does that I wish other maps had was Syria. If you look hard enough and stuff like that, there's like some austere airfields in Syria and like some dirt strips here and there. And you don't really see that in many, if any, other maps. Not that I've found. I mean, sure, Germany's got like road bases and stuff like that, but those are road bases, but there's not actual like dirt airstrips.
I think that might be the location, because the Sinai map also has a lot of historic airfields that were destroyed. And when you're flying southern part of Egypt, you can see a lot of the old airfields that are just dirt and bushes now with old, busted. I think that might be the region. But Syria does a really good job though, because you can land a lot of those.
Yeah, I haven't flown Sinai enough to know that one. And then I would say my other favorite one is Persian Gulf, just because of Dubai,
PG, baby,
and flying up Dubai and flying up there, because I think that was the second map I ever
and the
bought.
Strait,
and
you can do a lot
there.
there.
One of those maps that has everything. Yeah, has something for everybody, kind of thing. In Abu Dhabi, because actually, Yas Marina is in, and you can actually fly over and see like the big triangle building at the on the north end of the racetrack for any Formula One fans out there.
Nice.
And you can actually fly over Yas Marina, and what's cool is on the top of the big triangle building, there's an Ego Dynamics logo on top of the building.
What's the island in Syria? You talked about Syria,
Greece,
Crete, Cyprus.
Cyprus. That's it.
That's another reason I like the Syria map. Is you've got a lot of land there, but it's really easy to just build on the island and make something small and super accessible and short.
Mm-hmm. And it's cool is the island's half owned by Turkey and half like free Cyprus / Greece, and so there's actually a gigantic border wall that runs right through the middle
and then
of Cyprus.
On the Persian Gulf map, if you are not aware that the UAE Police Department has some supercars as their police cars.
In there.
They're white and green, and one of the cars they have Bugatti Veyron police cars. And if you fly low enough over the Persian Gulf map, you will see green and white Bugatti Veyron police cars patrolling around.
Another thing that a lot of people don't know about is in the Persian Gulf, there's actually subtly marked underground complexes that you can go into. There's like openings, on peaks, hills, and around military installations. You can go down into their the long hallways of Doom where they have all their scuds like parked and stuff, and you can take like small helicopters down into them.
I had no idea. All right. I know what I'm going to be doing.
Now we got to hunt.
You got to show me where these are. I
we
gotta
gotta
go
You got to
find-
look for there's like subtle map markings, like it's a hidden military base, you know, weird. But yeah, you can find those underground complexes.
Love that.
Huh. All right, so Jimmy, what's yours? What are your two favorite?
I like them all.
Mr.
I like them all.
Unfortunately, I like them all.
So one thing I like is the knitter because it is the U.S. We've all spent time there. I've spent a lot of my life out at 63 Charlie.
Yeah.
One cool thing, here's a little, so for everybody, you know, watching, Fifi enjoys Star Trek. Did you know you do? You do watch Star Trek. You've admitted this
Don't
to
deny
me
it.
before.
No, I do. I'm saying. I'm just wondering where you're
Did
going.
you know that there's a Star Trek Easter egg on the knitter?
on the
Nope.
strip?
Go out the Grim Lake,
Wow.
and there's 2 shuttlecrafts from the USS Voyager inside of one of the Alaskan tents.
No way.
And then
alien.
also outside Grim Lake, there is a tow truck pulling a flying saucer in front of a sign that says "Beware of aliens," and it's like erratic VTOL objects.
How would I never know? That's so
Also,
cool.
if
You've
you get-
spent so much time exploring this map.
Also, at the
I
knitter,
love it.
get up at like 30,000, clear all the weather off, and look down, and you can see the nuclear test sites where nukes have been set off with the giant craters.
Oh, Yucca Flats. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Yucca, yeah.
Grim Lake, not Grim Lake.
That's
I'm
cool.
sorry.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah, because one of my favorite arrivals is the Las Vegas
Actually,
visual
hold on.
and the strike arrival. And
Yeah,
got the-
that's
I-
that's my favorite part of flying the knitter map is doing the arrivals.
Just in case you
actually-
guys challenged me on it, I actually took screenshots just for this. I'm gonna
No, I believe.
I'm gonna drop it in real quick though, because if you've never seen it, I'm gonna put it.
I'll
look in
put it in chat
looking in
and
file
I'll-
sharing.
Yeah, I'll put it in chat and then I'll add it to the thing. But anyways,
Look at
yeah,
the
and
Discord. I
then,
want to see your reaction to this.
It was that's so cool. Shameless plugs.
So I want to know who at
we actually
ED
have
like
a-
Star Trek.
We have a knitter.
That's
We
legit.
do have a knitter map up and running for everybody, and that Frenchie made, and it's also got air racing on it around the. It's like there's an old racetrack. He did a bunch of research about an old air racing racetrack around the strip, and then there's and then he did another one out on Lake Mead as well. So that's really cool because we're gonna start
And
doing
it's
air
like
racing.
all timed and everything. He has the scripting all sorted with the Lewis and everything that captures your entry and departure like times and everything with announcements. It's funny because
Legit.
yeah, this is really cool. Did you know that DCS actually had a like semi-active racing league like 7-8 years ago?
No.
Yep. Check it out on YouTube. It's old user file projects, and then some other developers have it on their websites, and you can download the tracks and everything. And they had full like registered leagues with like qualification. 40 show up, 20 qualify. Winners get modules, like full out, like legitimate, like height restriction and everything. Like as you're going past the pylons and everything.
That's legit.
There's an idea, but
any.
So what's your other? What's your second favorite map?
I don't know that I can say a favorite because I not to like cop out, but I really do like them all. Like they all have, especially the ones I've been to, which I think I've been to all of them except for maybe Kola. And like
Cola's the only one I don't have. I've flown
Yeah.
it. It's beautiful. I just don't. There's been no campaign missions that I've flown yet that warrant me to get it.
Wait till Monday.
Yeah, I downloaded.
Well,
I downloaded it to just to add it to my Thanos glove of maps because I think that was the only map I didn't own. And now that I have it,
I'll be getting it.
One per sale.
This is the thing that with maps, and this is the hurdle you have to figure out your way around if you're trying to figure out what to download. Is there will be a campaign, a group we're flying with that'll be flying on map X. I don't have it, and I'll download it, and then we'll fly the campaign for a month, and then it goes in the bottom of the drawer and gets shoved away, and I have not flown it again, for a long time. And that's okay if you have the disposable income to and the hard drive space to buy a lot of maps, right?
Yeah.
But I do feel like there's a lot of maps that I have that I've only flown a few times, and I just really don't know much about them. And then there's maps that I fly a lot, a lot. And so to avoid that, you need to figure out like what it is you want to do, and find a group that flies on a map that you like to fly with, or that you like to hang out with, or find a single player campaign that really interests you. Get that map and then dive into it, and don't be tempted to try to buy maps because somebody says, well, come fly with me tomorrow on this map. And if you want to, go ahead, but there's a chance that you'll buy that map and fly it and then never fly it again. It's just because there's so much content out there, and you just got to find the space you want to fly in.
Yep.
So
one map, hold on real quick. I gotta piggyback off of me.
Oh,
so Fifi asked, what's my favorite map? One map that I really like, we don't fly it enough, but I know all three of us have flown there. It's a great map, and it's always the one that's kind of hidden. You know, the diamond in the rough is the South Atlantic.
Okay, so here we go. I spent 6 months flying the South Atlantic map every single day when we were testing, when we had the early access testing to the Herc. And I put my Coast Guard skin on it, and I put a bunch of boats on fire everywhere, and I was practicing dropping crates next to the boats that are on fire. And stuff
More
like that.
fire.
And dude, fire everywhere. But yes, the South Atlantic map is
It looks
awesome.
really,
And
really
I
good.
wish-
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell me, so there's two maps that I like for sunrise, sunset. I like South Atlantic, and I like Normandy 2.0. Those two maps at nautical twilight, you know, early and end, is fantastic.
For sunrise, sunset, I will say South Atlantic is one of them. And then actually the Knitter. Scud and I, whenever we flew Knitter at sunrise, sunset, you will always hear us going,
Dude,
oh, man,
it does look
that
good.
view.
When you
It
gotta
looks
fly with
really
your
good.
boo and a Mustang, the Knitter.
Yeah.
Two dudes, one Mustang.
So let's go through some of the maps, and some of them we've already covered this, some of them we didn't. The who's it for and why. We covered Marianas and Marianas World War II and Caucasus. I threw out the Germany map as one of my favorites. For scenery, for looking around. When you're flying jets and dropping bombs, a target's a target. It's huge. It's going to expand and become bigger and more. And I think it's a great. It feels like 1980s Europe. So if you're looking for Cold War 80s flying, it's a really good setting to put that in.
Everything fits.
I think the question would be, what's the best bang for buck?
Well, hold on. We'll do that at the end.
Yeah.
One of the maps we haven't talked about at all yet is Afghanistan.
Oh, Afghanistan and Iraq.
Yep. So what are your thoughts on
I've spent
Afghanistan?
enough time in I flew it once. I flew both of those once so far with the campaigns. There's just not a lot of stuff out there for it.
Well, you gotta
right now. I don't
so
think, but I haven't looked.
also
either.
when we flew it, when we ran
So-
our campaigns, that's when the maps were still early in development, and they were still, I think, at 1/3 project complete.
Yeah.
So those are both maps I think we have to revisit.
I think that's worth a revisit. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When we had the A-10 guests on, was it? I think it was Afghanistan. We had them fly
Kabul.
at, right?
Yep.
And
I don't know.
that, as impressed as they were with Stick was with the sim and the A-10, he was equally impressed with Afghanistan. The moment he rotated and turned on out of the pattern, he was like, "Oh my gosh, like, is this real?" And he started pointing out landmarks. I put target, I'd calibrate my pod on that, and I remember this and that. And so I know it's extremely well done. I don't have any experience there to be able to talk to it, but for people who maybe has spent some time in Afghanistan, I would say if you want to go back and relive the glory days, Fifi's face.
Iraq's the same. Like, you go to buyout or like anywhere.
Yep, Iraq is the same way.
You can sit there and be like, "Hey, I spent hours over there, sweating my ass off. I spent hours over there sweating my ass off. Like, I remember when I had to drive through that every day for convoys, and like
when we first got the Iraq map and I flew with Wizard, he was in the front seat of the Apache, and he was like, he took off and he was like, oh no, turn it over here. And he found the Connex that he lived in. Like, he's like, that's my house. That's where I lived. So I know that that's extremely well done as well. I just haven't spent enough time in either of those.
One thing I would add about those two maps specifically is the night lighting of the cities and villages pop a little bit better there than I think some of the other maps. Like the evening scenery, like it's not a very lit map because it's not like, huge cities and everything, but for the villages, it's good.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to look at it. I don't know. I've only been to Iraq twice. So, and then the hottest I've ever been was in Iraq in the summertime. That is a different kind of hell.
OSD.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
It was like 130 degrees in the
some of those spots, I have to like fly by and I have to like scream weapons test. I'm used to firing like a 50 cal into a Connex full of dirt,
All right. So good maps, and I know they're good maps, and I've talked to people who have experience there. I think the three of us just need to go back and revisit them.
We do.
Now that they've been fleshed out and updated.
Well, I think they've been updated twice since we did our campaigns there. At least Afghanistan has been expanded twice.
Cola. Like I said, I've only flown it once, and it's gorgeous.
I just downloaded it. I haven't even flown it yet.
I've flown Cola a few times. I think I used Briefing Room to make a couple missions, and Blackbird and I flew it a few times. Good looking map. There is one thing I appreciate about Cola is it will teach you to arrive and depart precisely, because there's a lot of those, older airfields that are overgrown, and you have to like thread the needle on some of this topography and the trees and shit to land there. And the highway airfields are really good there too.
I downloaded it. I haven't flown it yet. What would be really cool is if we had a Gripen to fly on Cola.
That would be really cool. Go carve through the fjords.
There's a community one.
No, there's the official one.
Up there.
That's in development, right?
The official one. I think we weren't supposed to say anything about
No, it's there was like a Reddit, wasn't there?
No. That was a community Gripen.
Community? Was it community Gripen? What am I thinking
about? There's a few
about?
other official mods that we know. There's a few other official mods that we know about that we're not talking about, that we're not supposed to talk about. So let's just move on.
All right, we'll just cut that out.
Yeah, cut it out. Sinai. Sinai is, I think, I haven't flown a lot of missions on it. There have not been a lot of missions built for us to fly on Sinai that I have been a part of, but it is a gorgeous map.
Dude, Sinai
at dusk or dawn
at the pyramids or the Sphinx, fire.
Yeah.
And the old
That's another one I haven't really.
And the old airfields from like the 6 Day War and like all that stuff and those conflicts, from what the 1940s until now. There's always been those short conflicts. A lot of those places have blown up buildings, blown up tanks, like sitting on the ground, like old abandoned airfields, military bases that you can fly. The cities there are done really well, like the city centers where you have like the big statues, sitting out. Egypt specifically looks really good there.
Scott, I want to make a point here. I like how Jimmy always plays dumb with us, like he doesn't know anything, and then he goes off and gives us history lessons like this.
I feel like it's Will Ferrell when he debates in Old School.
Actually.
Yeah. I think he just when he is done giving a history lesson, he's like, oh,
what just happened?
What happened?
No, so what it is I spend a lot of time on Mission Editor, and when you hit play and you check, unit position, make sure they're not sitting on a hill or on something like that. Like, you spend a lot of time looking at the ground.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's also
all right.
fair.
Bang for buck, because we've covered all of them. I think those were just a couple of ones that we're missing.
Bang for buck. When you look at like what's out there the most, obviously it's going to be the free maps. So always make sure you have space for the free maps downloaded.
Or keep them on rotation.
But then for me, it's gonna be either Syria or Persian Gulf. I think you can't go wrong with either or there, because I see those used equally.
Yeah, there's a lot of Syria and Persian Gulf,
and those are the two most popular ones, because I think Syria was the first big map that was like really good and new that everybody really leaned on.
We did a lot of flying on Syria too.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of flying.
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to like who you fly with, because I know we've talked about like let's build something here, and then everybody unanimously or together is like, I don't have that map, so we don't even, venture to build stuff there because it would just be, portion of the group.
So I think Syria or Persian Gulf are going to be my two best bang for buck.
I agree with that,
because that's what you're going to see the most out there.
Yeah.
I think best map that not a lot of people own that needs more love is going to be South Atlantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I can agree with that.
South Atlantic's just gorgeous to fly, especially when you get flying along the like the uninhabited islands in the Strait of
Water.
I just totally. Yeah, it's on the on the west coast.
Yeah, on the wet side.
West coast.
Yep.
In the Strait of Water.
Where we'd always set up to take down like SA-10s and 11s.
You know, it's the Strait of. It starts with a G, and I totally just like.
I don't remember.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'll agree with those points. Yeah. I think the most fun I've had on any map, and this is all dependent on it being a well done mission, but honestly, I think all the most fun I've had is when we fly like red flag style missions on the knitter. But again, I don't think that the knitter map would be that fun if you didn't have somebody setting up those kind of missions. But when you get a really well done red flag mission, the knitter's fun.
Yeah. I agree with VP. I think PG, Syria, those are the staples. You have to get those. I think if you are going to fly any campaign, looking at user files too, there's just tons and tons of content for those maps out. I think the new one that everybody needs to get is Cold War Germany, because I think that is a new level of detail that is in the game that is everybody deserves to experience it. Knitter, I think, is good if you're in Milsim. I think it's mission
There's
essential.
some good red flag single player campaigns out there, though.
They're really good ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
With the F4 stuff. Yep. On
and then I would say also one map that everybody needs to have is probably Normandy 2.0. Because everyone deserves to fly Warbirds, and everyone deserves to fly every user file mission ever made for Normandy. Because if it's for, airplane 1, but you fly airplane 2, all you have to do is make one click change inside mission editor, and then you have, a custom mission for whatever your love is. So
yeah, if you want some
like
some World War II immersion too. One, I think that the campaign missions that Jimmy had been working on for a long time are really good. Like it's not quick takeoff right into a fight. It's escorting bombers at 30,000 feet over
across the water.
France. That's cool stuff. But there is what is it called? What's the D-Day mission we flew?
Oh, we've flown it a few times. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That is Operation Overlord.
Operation Overlord. Get that and fly that in the Normandy map. And you take off to go attack during D-Day. And once you get there, it's you're
in the fight.
You're getting missions, you're fighting German fighters, you're attacking targets. It kind of feels like any other campaign or map you've flown.
But drive.
The drive in when you take off at dawn and it's foggy and you're flying across the channel low and they start playing with like subtitles. They start playing the Winston Churchill's speech that he gave when D-Day was kicking off.
Goosebumps.
And Kennedy there's a few different speeches, including and they're not like, I mean, they're actual audio recordings of speeches, including speeches given to like French resistance fighters.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in French. You're hearing the actual audio in French with subtitles. And as you're hearing all that in the fog crossing the channel at dawn, you've got all the C-47s coming back overhead, having just dropped off all the paratroopers, and it sets this ambiance
and the beaches,
tone.
the smoke coming off the beaches, the sea battles, the sea-based artillery just ripping inland. Like,
it's a very cinematic intro to a mission. It's
Goosebumps.
extremely well done.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, I could say that. Honestly, the most amount of fun I had with my pants on or off in DCS is flying warbirds.
Yeah,
and I think everybody needs more warbirds.
I think, and DCS is getting more warbirds this year. I think enough people have been buying warbirds that ED has heard and seen the money, and they're like, "Yo, let's do this."
I would like for us to take credit for that.
You're welcome.
To take credit for it, yeah. You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's all us.
We've talked a lot about maps. One thing, if you've never done it, go to the DCS user files, go to Google and just put DCS user files, and there's a simple drop down sorting system. Select a map, select missions, and then just start looking at all the missions and campaigns that are out there from the user files. Because there are some talented people who have spent a lot of time and coffee turning out really, really good products.
Jimmy, are you tapping the desk while you're saying that, like making your point?
Listen,
Linda.
Listen, Linda.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of sat at parade arrest for a second there.
Good.
All right, Fly Ever Forward. Tell us about this.
Who'd that be?
So, in the greatest and most time-honored tradition of High Alpha Hooligans, I sent a random email, and I sent it over to Fly Ever Forward because, dude, if you guys haven't checked out his YouTube channel, he's kind of become the unofficial hurt guy for DCS. And he's only got like 4 or 5 videos up right now. He's only got like a little over 1,000 subscribers last time.
About to be 1,001.
And yeah, and then I think I subscribed to him with the Hooligans YouTube
Sorry
channel.
for that one.
But like he put out some really, really cool stuff on the Herc, and I think we need to take, and I just kind of went and did this without you guys, but I think we need to take a second look at the Hercules in DCS now that it's been out for a month or two, because we're going to talk about the things that did go right with it, and then the things that didn't quite go as well as I hoped personally, and then as the community hoped, and then what we think we can do better with it.
Being stewards of the Hercules.
And being stewards of it, yeah, because I think it deserves. I think it's a cool plane. It's a cool mission, but we'll get into it in that episode.
Cliffhanger.
I think it's just yeah. But yeah, and he seems like a really cool guy, and from the little chats that we've had with him since then, he's a pretty cool dude. I think he might have some cool stories and some cool insights for it.
Nice. I look forward to that.
So that's, yeah. So that'll be a fun one. That'll be the next episode coming up, and in 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks ish.
Yeah, and so we'll do that. We'll do that one with him, and have some good time. And have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to that. So tune in again next time. Get your little anti-orphan Dakota ring out.
Drink more Novaltine.
Ovaltine.
Yeah.
All right. Any more stupid stories?
Stupid stories. Let's wrap up the maps.
Oh,
we got anything left to add to maps?
I think we've covered them all.
No, I think I was pretty happy
I think
with that.
one thing to kind of put stomp on here is ED, which we know is a business, is a company. They make money. If you like a map and you want to see it upgraded, you need to make sure it's installed in your machine and make sure you are flying occasionally on it. Because ED takes all that information back and they put their effort towards what is being flown. So.
True. It's true. I have converted my ways, and I have re-downloaded just about everything that I own.
Good.
and put it on my computer so that way. I can know.
Also, a reminder. I think by the time this episode comes out, the holiday sale will be over, but the spring sale will be right around the corner. You know, put aside $30, buy yourself a map that's on sale. You deserve it.
You deserve it.
You deserve it.
Yeah, definitely. I think, and don't forget the maps are also made by third-party developers that don't.
Ugra Media, so we love your stuff. Hit us up.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the truth. If I could go back and do it all over again, I would say that I probably should have just held on to 1 or 2 aircraft and just done.
Dude, 100%. Look at us. I mean, when we're flying for fun, we're either on a free mod, the UH-6, or we're in a Hornet, you know, or whatever, you know, the flavor of the week is. But for the most part, we fly, you know, speaking collectively for the 3 of us, we fly the Hornet and we fly on all the different maps, you know. And if the same sentiment Fifi has, if I would have gone back, I would have focused on maps over modules. That's my wisdom coming out from the gray in my beard.
That beard is looking full.
I know.
You guys get cold up there yet?
Oh my gosh, dude, we got a cold snap this last week and a half. It's been like -20. We don't normally do that with where I'm at in Alaska. Normally we're like, you know, 10 to 20, pretty balmy. But like this -20, bro, that the knuckles all dried out. That hits different.
Yeah. The coldest I've ever experienced was in Anchorage, and it was -40.
That's rare.
It was rare. And so I had an 82 Jeep CJ7, CJ5. Yeah. And the hardtop that came with this used, I mean, it was a beat up. It was a piece of shit. It was so bad.
Well,
but it was so much fun. It was so much fun. But the hardtop that came with it had a problem. The problem is that when I took it off, when summer hit, it fell into pieces. So now it's wintertime, and so I'm on a soft top Jeep. The heater doesn't work, and I'm driving to work that morning, and there's a little bit of snow on the plexiglass, the soft plastic back window. Okay, not a big deal. Like I grab my ice scraper and I'll just reach back and tap the back window, and it knocks the snow off. So I'm at a red light and I reach back and I just tap that soft, it's the kind of window you roll up and like strap it up.
Mm-hmm.
I tap it with my ice scraper, and a chunk of it shatters out, hits the ground and shatters. I'm like, oh shit, that's like really cold. So now my back window is broken, and I'm all bundled up in all my gear, driving with no heater. And I get to work, and we're supposed to go out and start prepping jets, you know, moving stuff around. And when I get in the building, that's when MOC, Maintenance Operations Center, calls out, and they said that nobody's allowed outside, and the current temperature is -40. I'm like, that's cool. Like, cool. I just drove a soft top Jeep with no heater with a broken window to work. And that's the kind of cold that, like, if you drink a really hot cup of coffee and it burns your tongue, and for like the next hour, you can just feel the surface of your tongue is like numb from being burned. That was what it felt like, just breathing in the air on the 30-second walk in.
And your nose hairs stick together, and you'd be like, go like this. You can feel like your nose hairs.
You can feel the crunching. Oh my God.
The coldest I've ever been, I think,
65,
was,
you know, down in Tampa, you know.
No, it was back in a previous life when I was trucking, and I had a truck breakdown, and I was in Bismarck, North Dakota in
that's
the wintertime.
That's real cold.
Shout out to Vader.
I think it hit.
Yep.
I think it hit like -45 or something like that. And I was like, I don't know how this is. And I was stuck there for like a week and never left the hotel room because I was just like, it was way too cold. And I think I had just pulled a load up and out of like Miami like 3 days before that. So I was like, the weather shock was bad. But when I was sitting there like talking about, like, I was talking to the mechanic and I was like, how do you guys live up here like this? And he goes, oh, it's not too bad. He goes, the kids aren't allowed to walk to school after like -30, and we don't let them outside for recess after -55. It's all right.
Jeez.
And I'm like,
like, the biggest swing I felt was we took off coming home from Guam. We took off out of Guam in a B-52, and it was 90 degrees and humid, and landed in North Dakota, and it was it -10 or -20? So it was 110 degree temperature swing on that flight.
Nope.
Hard pass.
Yeah. Yep.
Only the best go north.
Shit. You can have that. I'm not a cold guy, so.
Yeah, exactly. I live where I live for a reason.
Yeah, Anchorage
because of the
isn't bad.
bear.
Oh yeah.
I love Anchorage.
Yeah, Anchorage. The weather's not normally bad, but we are good for like one cold snap every year. But this one is just parked on us.
All right. I guess, is that it? We have dad advice.
Dad advice. I got really good dad advice.
Service your furnaces and heaters so that way if you get hit with a cold snap.
No.
freezing.
Cold snap. When you say cold snap, I need cranberries for my Flickering Flames project. Arc Raiders.
Raiders.
God.
Yeah.
No, dad advice. We've said it before. If you hate yourself, you fly by yourself. We don't even have a password on our server anymore. Just search Hooligans World Tour. We have one up right now. It is on Caucasus, so it's free map, no mods, no password. Come check it out. Hit the kneeboard if you want to do comms. If not, just go kill something that's red on the F10 map.
How is this dad advice? You're just circling back and repimping the server. How is this dad advice? Dad advice. All
Listen,
right, so when you play
this will
DCS,
sink in a couple years, all right? Couple of years, you'll understand. You'll be like, oh, man, yeah, you were right. Maps. Tell us about the maps you fly. Comment down below. Tell us your favorite map. Easter eggs. There's more. Comment the Easter eggs down below. Fly with us. Subscribe to us. It's all about the hooligans.
Yeah.
And that's you guys. We're not the hooligans. We're just like the idiots that put this show together.
Yeah, hooligans. Yeah,
What the hell was that?
That was freaking lame. I don't
Mr.
know.
Honorary Crip
know
over
what
here.
else.
that needs to be right there. That's the short.
That was embarrassing. I was a moment of laughter judgment.
I love it.
That's what I got for dad advice. Don't hate yourself. Fly with
I'm
others.
just gonna die now.
Make
You guys
friends.
close
Make
this out. I'm
friends.
just gonna.
Yeah.
All right. Rifle kazoo.